Welcome to this edition of News Today, a series where we briefly discuss and analyze important news of the day. Without delay, let's explore the headlines first. 5 countries have officially joined the BRICS. Recently, the Reserve Bank of India has placed additional curbs on Paytm Payments Bank or PPB. India's Ramsar sites rise to 80 as 5 wetlands added to the global list of wetlands of international importance under Ramsar Convention. Recently, the President of India highlighted the rising global interest in heritage tourism in India. Role of emerging digital technologies in central banking and finance highlighted at SARC Finance Meet. Recently, the Centre has released advisories to boost female workforce participation. Starting with the first news. 5 countries have officially joined the BRICS. BRICS is a group comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have confirmed the invitation and will be the new BRICS members. However, Argentina has decided to not join BRICS. The last expansion of the BRICS occurred in 2010 when South Africa joined the group. Now let's discuss and understand the significance of this expansion. First is increased global representation, as BRICS now represents almost half the world's population and over a quarter of global GDP. The expansion will increase multipolarity and will challenge the established Western-led order, hence shifting the power dynamics. Also, South-South cooperation will strengthen the relationship among developing countries. This will help India in advancing its claim as the leader of the Global South. Moreover, strategically it will help to make a collective voice for the restructuring of global institutions. The BRICS alliance faces multifaceted challenges that impede its cohesive functioning. One prominent issue lies in the divergence between countries with respect to their worldview. For example, India sees BRICS as non-Western, whereas China sees it as anti-Western. Various economic and political sanctions on members may cause economic disruptions. Additionally, internal trust deficit among the member states and lack of common understanding of standards, criteria, and procedure of expansion. Also, there is an overlap with other groups like IBSA, which includes India, Brazil, and South Africa.
Coming to the next news. Recently, the Reserve Bank of India has placed additional curbs on Paytm Payments Bank or PPB. The Paytm Payments Bank will not take fresh deposits in any customer accounts, prepaid instruments, wallets, FASTags, etc. after February 29, 2024. The RBI has exercised its powers under Section 35A of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. It has taken action due to persistent non-compliance observed by external auditors and material supervisory concerns in the PPB. The RBI has broad powers to issue direction in the public interest or in the interest of banking policy under the Act. Let's understand what payments banks are. The Nachiket More Committee suggested the introduction of specialized banks or payments banks with the objective of financial inclusion. Such banks have to register as a public limited company and obtain a license as per the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. They can carry out most banking operations but cannot advance loans or issue credit cards. They can take deposits of up to 2 lakh, issue debit cards, and provide mobile and internet banking facilities. There are various challenges before the payment banks, like lack of avenues for earning of revenue, since they cannot lend. The need for a digital presence demands high investment in digital infrastructure. Competition from traditional banks offering mobile banking services, unified payments interface are other challenges.
Moving on to the next news. India's Ramsar sites rise to 80 as 5 wetlands added to the global list of wetlands of international importance under Ramsar Convention. Let's have a detailed look at these wetlands. First is the Ankasamudra Bird Conservation Reserve in Karnataka, featuring a centuries-old human-made village irrigation tank, serving as the habitat for painted stork and black-headed ibis. The Aganashini Estuary, also in Karnataka, is formed at the confluence of the Aganashini River with the Arabian Sea and supports traditional fish farming in Asturian rice fields known as Ghazani rice fields. Magadi Kere Conservation Reserve, another Karnataka wetland, is a human-made reservoir constructed for rainwater storage and is one of the largest wintering grounds for the bar-headed goose in southern India. The Karaivetti Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu is home to various bird species including pin-tailed duck, gargani, northern shoveler, common pochard, Eurasian widgeon, common teal and cotton teal. Lastly, the Longwood Chawla Reserve Forest in Tamil Nadu serve as habitats for black-chinned Nilgiri laughing thrush, Nilgiri blue robin and Nilgiri wood pigeon in its forested wetlands. At last now, let's also discuss about the Ramsar Convention. Adopted in 1971, it is an intergovernmental treaty that provides a framework for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. A wetland must meet at least one of 9 criteria, such as regularly supporting 20,000 or more waterbirds or conserving biological diversity. India ratified this convention in 1982. Tamil Nadu have maximum number of Ramsar sites in India.
Coming to the next news. Recently, the President of India highlighted the rising global interest in heritage tourism in India. Heritage tourism is a tool of economic development. It fuels growth by drawing visitors who are interested in the historical, artistic, or cultural aspects of a place. Let's try to understand the reasons for the growth of India's heritage tourism. India's rich and diverse cultural heritage is the first reason, as heritage assets reflect the influence of different religions, dynasties, regions, and communities that have shaped India's identity and culture. The second reason is India's strong global presence and influence. India's diaspora, which is one of the largest and most influential in the world, has also played a role in spreading awareness. Next, supportive policies. Government has launched schemes such as Incredible India, Swadesh Darshan, Prasad, and Adopt a Heritage Scheme. Lastly, the large number of World Heritage Sites. There are 42 heritage sites in India, out of which 34 are cultural sites, 7 are natural sites, and 1 is a mixed site. The significance of heritage tourism lies in the facts that it helps preserve and promote cultural heritage, generates income and employment, enhances India's image and reputation, and fosters cross-cultural understanding and exchange. However, there are a few challenges like encroachments around heritage monuments, issues in funding for conservation, and balancing the needs and interests of various stakeholders.
In our next news, role of emerging digital technologies in central banking and finance highlighted at SAARC Finance Meet. The network of central bank governors and finance secretaries of the SAARC region was established in 1998 with the objective to share experiences on macroeconomic policy issues among member countries of the region. If we talk about emerging digital technologies, then these are new age technologies such as distributed ledger technology, artificial intelligence, and application programming interfaces. Now let's discuss the opportunities provided by emerging digital technologies for the financial sector. Data-driven policy making enables precise detection of trends and anomalies, thereby providing crucial inputs for informed policy formulation. It increases the regulatory compliance to complex financial regulations by automation of processes, conducting risk assessments and monitoring transactions efficiently. Additionally, EDT facilitates the design of innovative products and services such as central bank digital currency tailored to specific requirements. The adoption of EDT also leads to improved efficiency by eliminating paperwork, streamlining operations, and boosting employee productivity. However, challenges accompany these opportunities. Concerns about transparency, data biases, governance, and privacy, along with the robustness of algorithms, need careful consideration. The proliferation of fraudulent apps, deepfakes, and mis-selling through dark patterns raises cybersecurity risks. Fragmentation in the financial world due to differing systems may divide user groups and countries. Digital financial exclusion is also a potential issue, as users may not be aware of advanced products released using EDT. Now let's discuss the uses of emerging digital technologies in the Indian financial sector. Almost 3/4 of Indian banks and NBFCs have developed chatbots and virtual assistants. RBI is working on establishing a cloud facility for the financial sector in India. RBI facilitated responsible innovation in the financial sector through initiatives like Regulatory Sandbox, and NPCI upgrading India's first payment system, the Unified Payment Interface or UPI.
Coming to the next news. Recently, the Centre has released advisories to boost female workforce participation. The advisories were released at an event titled Women in the Workforce for Viksit Bharat, jointly held by the Ministry of Women and Child Development and Ministry of Labour and Employment. The event aimed to chart a path for women-led development by adopting a comprehensive, whole-of-government approach. Let's go through its key outcomes. The National Minimum Standards and Protocol for Creches Operation and Management has been released. These standards and protocol focus strongly on standardizing and institutionalizing the care economy. It aims to assist various entities, including individuals, service agencies, corporations, government organizations, and NGOs to establish creches. Next, the advisory for employers to promote women workforce participation. Key recommendations include promoting women in leadership and management roles, crafting gender-neutral job advertisements, establishing working women hubs, and gender-neutral creche breaks. Next, employer rating survey within Employees Provident Fund Organization or EPFO has been launched. It will provide a robust understanding of working conditions based on the feedback from women. Now let's go through some information related to female workforce participation. As per the Periodic Labour Force Survey 2022 and 23, women participation has increased from 23.3% in 2017 to 37% at present. The various push and pull factors for female participation in employment include the economic development, education levels, fertility rates, access to childcare, cultural and normative context of society and social norms. The personality in the news for today is Kalpana Chawla. Recently, she was remembered on her death anniversary. She was an Indian-born American astronaut and the first Indian-born woman to fly in space. She flew on STS-87 in 1997 and STS-107 in 2003, logging 30 days, 14 hours and 54 minutes in space. She and her crew lost their lives during Space Shuttle Columbia's re-entry into the atmosphere in 2003. Let's go through the various honors and recognitions received by her. The first exclusive meteorological satellite built by ISRO was named Kalpana. Kalpana Chawla Award for Acts of Bravery by Women was initiated by the Tamil Nadu government. A lunar crater Chawla is also named after her. She exhibited the values of courage, passion for science, determination, and perseverance.
As we conclude today's main news, let's take a look at some quick updates. An interim budget is not like regular yearly budget presented by the government. Instead, it is presented in an election year. Like the union budget, the interim budget too is debated in Lok Sabha before passage and is valid for the entire year, though it is merely a transition arrangement, usually for 2 to 4 months. An interim budget conventionally is also called a vote on account because it serves as an authorization to incur specific expenditures which is necessary till a new government comes to power. Under Article 116, a vote on account is an upfront allocation of grant from Consolidated Fund of India to government to address immediate expenditure needs. The Minister of Cooperation launched a computerization scheme for offices of Registrar of Cooperative Societies in Agriculture and Rural Development Banks of the states. Computerization project of ARDBs aims at computerizing 1,851 units of ARDBs located in 13 states or UTs and linking them with NABARD through a common national software. Computerization of offices of RCSs is for better efficiency, accountability, and transparency in RCS offices and ensuring linkage with national databases. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade is conducting events under its ODOP Sampark initiative to create awareness about One District, One Product. One District, One Product aims to select, brand, and promote at least one product from each district of the country across all regions. Open Market Sale Scheme refers to the offering of food grains in the open market at prices fixed by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution through e-auction. It is a tool to control the price in the market by providing food grains at reduced prices with the aim to curb inflation. Recently, NASA unlocked a canister of dust from asteroid Bennu. Earlier, NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission brought the sample from asteroid Bennu back to Earth. Asteroid Bennu is a small, near-Earth carbon-rich asteroid. It is around 4.5 billion years old. It was established within 10 million years of the formation of our solar system. Brent crude and West Texas Intermediate are two global crude oil benchmarks for crude oil pricing. Brent crude is the benchmark used for the oil market in Europe, Africa, and Middle East, originating from oil fields in the North Sea. It is the international benchmark used by OPEC and also India. New Space India Limited signs Memorandum of Understanding with a French company for long-term partnership to support satellite launch missions. The MOU aims to meet the global commercial satellite launch service market needs. New Space India Limited is a Government of India company under the Department of Space. It was set up by the Department of Space in March 2019 to handle ISRO's commercial activities. The World Health Organization announces the Health Technology Access Pool or HTAP as the successor to the COVID-19 Technology Access Pool or CTAP. CTAP was launched in May 2020 to facilitate equitable and affordable access to COVID-19 health products for people in all countries. HTAP aims to increase equitable access to a broad range of health products through the sharing of intellectual property, knowledge, and scientific innovation. Before we go, it's time to put your knowledge to test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of News Today. To get the answers to today's quiz and to download the PDF of News Today, make sure to check out the links in the description below.